Rhythm is the language of the universe. Have you ever wondered why almost all of mankind, both now and in the past, have developed at least one very recognizable common element among them, no matter how many differences there may have been or still are in their respective societies and cultures? The single element I am thinking about is music. Music is a universal activity, either with people as participants, enthusiastically playing a wonderful variety of different sound-producing instruments down over the millennia, or simply as listeners enjoying the sounds that others have created or are still creating. Perhaps we could consider that one of the major reasons for this commonality of interest and fascination in what we call music is because it is believed that the whole of the universe exists as the result of energy created by vibration waves. A relatively recent theory which has been put forward and is now widely accepted throughout the scientific world by scientists, physicists and astronomers, is that everything that exists in our universe is in reality simply created by the energy waves which travel about through the universe, continuously rearranging the atoms and the smaller subatomic particles like protons and neutrons, and as science continues to discover, also many additional particles of ever-decreasing size. By this process of rearranging the molecular structure of the existing atoms, all matter is continuously being changed and recreated, and that all of this is being done by something which you may have already guessed at. Obviously, it is not music. However, if you thought rhythm, you are very close. The current belief is that the entire universe as we know it exists because of the energy being carried along by vibration waves which are created by and launched on their miraculous journey by structures which the scientists call strings. These strings are believed to be the smallest structures which can exist in the universe. By the way, the name strings has nothing to do with the concept of music. It is simply because of what scientists believe their shape is. It is believed that as the vibrations created by the strings move out, they, in essence, become energy waves, pulsing out in very different rhythmic patterns. So, in very simple terms, when these energy rhythms make contact with a structure which has its atoms arranged in a particular way, there are changes in the molecular structure of that arrangement. And by this process, the object, as we perceive its shape and form, would be completely transformed into something we would then perceive in a totally different way. However, the reality is that the structure is absolutely no more or no less than it was previously. It simply now has a different form. This theory is very relevant to the creation of music, because when energy waves are created by either wind, string, percussion, or electronic instruments, subtle changes occur in the structure of the energy produced, in exactly the same way that it changes infinitely larger structures in the universe, such as planets, stars, and galaxies. In the case of music, the changes become energy waves which we cannot see. However, fortunately for us, we can both hear and feel them, and they are presented to us in the form we know as music. It is not my wish to discuss religious matters in any depth in my writing, so it is the choice of all listeners to make up their own minds if the question arises about who created the string rhythms in the beginning. I myself am content to believe that it was the doing of the Creator of all that exists. However, this is another subject altogether and better suited to be discussed about and listened to at another time and place. Now back to the music. As we are all aware, music can have a profound effect on our feelings and emotions, and this is probably in great part due to the fact that we are all beings created by, like everything else in the universe, rhythmic waves. And when we hear or feel the rhythmic energy created by music, we become even more complete beings. Perhaps we could liken it to putting the last few missing pieces of a jigsaw puzzle into place to make the picture perfect. This helps to some degree to explain why mankind has such a love, enjoyment, and passion for so many forms of music. It enables us to be more in harmony with the rhythm of the universe. The world would certainly be a far less enjoyable place if it did not exist. I would say we owe the earliest creators of music a great debt, even if it was only started by thumping on a log or whistling through a hollow piece of straw. It was the beginning of mankind realizing the enormous power of joining together two of the great forces of the universe, rhythmic waves with rhythmic energy, and we are by far the better because of it. Perhaps it was even an inevitable part of the great plan for the universe. So, continue to play and listen to the music with enthusiasm and passion. It is an integral part of our spirit and makes us one with each other and one with the universe.